Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Clash of Countries, episode 4. I'm Dylan, alongside the duo box of Mila and Dari, Mr. NGF Andrew, Grant, and a very, very, very special guest, Cody, aka Mr. Matchday. Welcome
What's up,
to
guys?
the show. How are you?
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. I'm doing well. My name is Cody. I went to high school with all these guys besides Andrew, but I remember Dari. So I think you guys were what, 2 years, 3 years younger?
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah.
2, 3 years. But we all love football, and that's why. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, I
really?
mean, we're super ecstatic to have you on. And as we were talking about backstage, this is a little high school reunion, essentially, in the making. Kind of crazy
Yes,
that we
sir.
all found ourselves talking about footy and doing the whole content creation game. I'll give you a segment here when we open up the show to kind of talk about all the stuff you're doing and let our viewers who are in chat ask you questions and do all that fun stuff.
Sweet.
Outside of that, we've got a bunch of World Cup stuff to talk about. I mean, if you haven't been watching, I don't know what you're doing. I don't really need to tell you the topics. I think they kind of speak for themselves as we roll around into this. But USMNT, Ronaldo scored 2 goals today. I think I'm going to talk a little bit about that since we got to. I got to sit here in pain for an episode. Now I get to speak about my GOAT and check and make fun of me for that. But yeah, I guess without further ado, let's kick on into it. Alrighty, this is the part where we plug our show. I didn't make any of these right, so we're gonna have the fun time of me switching people in and out. 630 subscribers as of today. Thank you guys very, very much. On the road to 1K, hopefully by the end of the World Cup. We got 3-ish weeks to do it, so if you aren't currently subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. All right, Cody, I want to give you a chance to kind of tell everybody what you're doing, give you a chance to plug the work that you're doing. I think I was looking up the stats. You're over 400,000 followers as of today on all
Yes.
across all socials.
Yeah, so I started Matchday 3 years ago. I collect soccer jerseys. I have about 1,500 of them, and my now fiance stated, yo, you should post your videos of your jerseys. You have so many, like, they're kind of a waste just sitting in the closet. So 3 years ago, I think it was March 23rd, 2023. I remember the first TikTok I posted, and it was just like me trying on fit checks of like random jerseys, and it went like semi-viral. I was like, whoa, now I'm hooked. So I started like kind of just posting about my jerseys, try to keep a habit of posting once a day. Back then, I was still working on the ambulance, so I wasn't doing 911, but I was doing like transporting patients back and forth from hospital to nursing home to hospital, hospital to home. So it's called IFT. So I was just doing that, and it kind of slowly, gradually grew into what I do now. It's just split screen, telling stories, reacting, and from that moment, you know, it started like to pick up, and then I got a laptop. I started editing on my computer, and it was rough. It was tough at times, but then I upgraded to a PC, and then I graduated from nursing school. That was always the goal. So I finished nursing school in May, and then that's when kind of content picked up. So now in May of last year, I decided to put nursing on the side. I'm still working as a nurse, so I do that per diem, but now I just do very minimum nursing and do full-time content, especially going into the World Cup. Can't work right now. So post World Cup, I'll reassess and see where I'm at. But I just do stories, man. That's stories, news, and I like making a good, cool quality video that has a lot of animations. I'm kind of like OCD when it comes to that. Like if it doesn't look good, I won't post it. So you know, that's where I'm at now. And luckily enough, you know, have crazy imposter syndrome, but I was invited to go to the World Cup on behalf of TikTok and FIFA. And it's kind of like my big first quote unquote break. And it's been amazing. It's been surreal seeing a lot of different angles. But yeah, you guys know, I played college. I played high school soccer. And I was a goalie and never took it seriously. I wish I trained hard. But I always loved the sport. Fell in love with Chelsea back in 2012. Shout out Grant. I know you're a Chelsea fan. But I've been following Chelsea. Not a good time. I'm not like I don't consider myself a diehard Chelsea fan. On my page, you won't see I'm a Chelsea fan, but when we're struggling, there's a lot of controversy around the team, but when we're struggling, I won't watch them, bro. I honestly, like, it pisses me off. Sorry, can I say that? Is that
You
good?
can say that. No, that's
So like, yeah, it's not enjoyable watching. So I'll just watch other footy and tell cool stories about, I like telling cool stories about niche players and taking that route. That's but it always changes. Like my content style, like what I focus on kind of changes. And that's the beauty of content creation. But yeah, man, that's me. And luckily enough, I have this platform and it's a blessing. I'd rather do this than nursing. In my opinion, yeah. So
yeah, don't worry, Cody. They piss me off a lot too.
Dude, it's a rough time. It's a rough time.
Watching, though. I don't know why.
Same.
It's a mental disease called football that we all have in common.
Yeah.
It bounds us together. And honestly, the one thing about your content that I've always loved is I think that you tell the best stories in football, which is
Thank you, bro.
really hard to do, especially in you do it all short form. So it's usually the 1 to, minute and a half long videos that you're telling an entire story's worth in this condensed format from our very limited amount of like ad things that we've recently been trying to do. Doing anything in a minute is ridiculously difficult. And I think that it's really cool that you were able to tell full length stories in, right here in a pinch. I mean, is there like a secret recipe to the way that you make your content? I always find this fascinating. Just
yeah. Honestly, like it became like kind of second nature for me. Like, can you like break down the whole content process? So like Vozinha, for example, I picked this shirt up like after the game, bro. Like it's Vozinha, bro. They're underestimating. So like Vozinha is a perfect story for a perfect player, like with what I enjoy to do. A guy who's 40 years old. I just find a player. Once I have a player, I'll sit down and I'll do research. I'll research a bunch of notes, and then from that, like the key number is 200 words. 180 to 200 words is I'll script it out. So that's a sweet spot for a 1 minute video. And I try to tell a good story, and there's like a structure I follow, hook, context, tension, pivot, payoff. I do all that. There's like a whole art behind it, but it becomes second nature of me, and I just follow that over and over, and I repeat it. And like for example, for Vozinha, the angle I kind of took on it was, oh my gosh, I forgot to. The angle we kind of took on it is the man who saved what, dude? Honestly, I forgot. Okay, I'll switch to a different player. We'll do it with Wataru Endo. So Wataru Endo, the most recent one that I posted, the angle I took on that, I think having a niche angle is kind of like the viral secret recipe that I like. So like Japan is gonna do really well in the World Cup because of Wataru Endo not being there, and they're extra motivated. It's not just Wataru Endo; they're missing Motoma, Minamino, they're missing now Kubo, they're missing all of these star players, and I think that's gonna take them far. So that's the angle I took, and I told Wataru's story because he actually retired for international football. So just being super narrowed down and telling a story about a focused player, and writing a 200-word script, and then kind of recording it, cutting it up, and then gathering the images and then tossing into Premiere Pro and After Effects, and then go from there, bro. Takes about the whole process for like a minute video. I kind of expedite it now. It takes about like an hour and a half. Used to take, if I want to like seriously like do new animations and like try new things and like learn new styles, it might take a little bit longer, but that's for a 1 minute video, bro. So it's kind of absurd, but that's what I enjoy. Sometimes I have 2 videos a day. It'll be like what, 3 hours of my time. Yeah.
Heck yeah. I think it's lost in the art of how much that costs you. Like your time to make a video for a minute, for people to just look at it on their phone for a minute takes you almost 2 hours. Like that's crazy. I'm gonna open up to the panel and see if they've got any questions for you, and maybe if chat wants to get involved here, we can get into the nitty gritty of what you do, or if not, we can just move on to the World Cup topics. You guys got anything?
200 words, it's so nuts. A tweet is like 246, something like that. I struggle to put like a soccer headline in that amount. A whole story in 200, just to put it into context, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. It's tough, but I try to be narrow, as focused as possible, and really narrow down on the topic. And usually I end up, after scripting, everything's like 300 words. And at that point, it's just have to find a way to shave off a 100 to cut out the fluff or like really simplify it. Yeah.
Heck yeah. Has anybody else got questions or comments? No.
How's this touring of the World Cup games
Yeah.
been? The atmosphere and all
Bro.
that. I feel like
Yeah.
you're gonna have a better account of it than even
What games
most
did you-
game going.
What games
fans.
have you been to also?
USA, Paraguay, Qatar, Switzerland, Jordan, Austria, Bosnia and Switzerland, Belgium, Iran, and I'm going USA, Turkey this Thursday. And then I fly up to SF for the USA round of 32. Then I come back down for the SoFi round of 32. And then another SoFi round of 32, and then the quarters, bro. When I got reached out by TikTok, bro, my whole goal, bro, my entire goal, my life goal was to go to the World Cup when I first started content. So just to kind of like get that in paper, one, it didn't feel real. Two, I couldn't believe what it was happening. And three is like crazy imposter syndrome, bro. When you're there, like I still view myself as like I'm like micro compared. You know, I don't view myself like my content. I don't know. I struggle with my content sometimes. Sometimes I don't think it's good enough. I don't know if it's like the OCD in me, but like yeah, just like being there has been super cool. But like imposter syndrome is definitely real. But I've learned, like people have told me, my fiance have told me, my friends have told me, just soak it in, man. You deserve it. And I try to remind myself that. But like the atmosphere itself has been mental, bro. I don't know if you guys watched that USA Paraguay game. It was disgusting how the atmosphere was. But my favorite game, and my favorite game I went to was USA Australia up in Lumen, because I think USA Paraguay, there was a lot of celebrities there. There was a lot of hype around it, because all the celebrities want to go to that first game. But the USA Australia game, I feel like it was more diehard USMNT fans in the stands, and it was loud, and it was like the game had everything, and the players, like, they were controlled by the crowd, and they just had so much passion. But to go around like the World Cup atmosphere, pre-World Cup, I was definitely worried. I think media had a negative angle on the World Cup. 50% of the tickets haven't sold. Oh, the ticket prices are so expensive, no one's going to go. But every game that I've watched, it's been 95% plus capacity. Like every single game, even Belgium, Iran, even Qatar, Switzerland, it's all
Belgium, Iran was packed. I was at that game too.
Yeah, bro. Oh, wait, which one? The
Belgium, Iran.
Belgium, yeah, bro. Belgium Iran was packed. It was slammed with people, dude. It was so cool to see. Like non-US teams. I think because the reason why it's so successful here in the US is because the US is so diverse. If you had it in Europe, there's not a lot of Iranians living there. Obviously, there's a lot of Belgians. You know, so it's just the fact that USA is so diverse. You have all these people coming to go watch quote unquote a home game, their home country playing in the country that they live. Yeah, so it's been unreal, bro. Absolutely unreal.
It's awesome. We got a question from chat for you. So Alex is asking what your favorite video you made is.
My boy. Actually, my favorite video has been I love the Curacao fan base. So the countries that the Curacao fan base, the Cabo Verde fan base. I made a video about Vozinha, and the comments have been so positive. It's like, thank you for shedding light on our country. Their country is so small. Like a video that does 1 million views doubles their entire population. And that's like that's over double their population. So I think my favorite video has been the ones where I received like a lot of love behind it. And I feel like it really has an impact on that like country. So when I spoke about Vozinha, it really, like, a lot of the Cabo Verde, you know, people live there, reached out and like say, thank you for pronouncing the names right. Thank you for shedding light on Vozinha. Another one is Curacao, like speaking about like Eloy Room before the World Cup. I made a video about Curacao away jersey, like shouting him out, saying it's one of the best. It is one of the best. It's so clean. And then Eloy Room found it, and then Eloy Room's wife found it, and then, like, they both gave me a follow. So I was talking to Eloy before, and then I hit up Eloy. It's like, yo, crazy performance. I'm gonna drop a video about your story. And I dropped it, and then like just kind of having that interaction. He's like, thank you, bro. Really appreciate that, you know. So just having that relationship with these players, I truly believe that, like, what you say, like trying to be positive around these players, because they see it, bro. If you talk smack about them, they're gonna see it, and they're gonna block you, or they're not gonna like want to talk to you. So trying to be as positive as possible. Like, you don't think they see them. I think they see all the videos you make about them. So those are probably my favorite videos to make. Because like these countries, it's historic. They deserve all of the headline and all of the attention coming their way, because everyone's talking about Germany, everyone's talking about Spain, France, no one's talking really much about Cabo Verde or Curacao or Tunisia. So these smaller countries who are really doing well. So yeah, that's my favorite video.
That's that's a really good spin on it, because I think just in general the negativity around it, and we fall into this quite a bit where we are a fan page, so we say our piece sometimes, but I think in the grand scheme of things, football as a content thing is usually negative, and your videos are, I don't think I've ever seen a negative video.
Yeah,
maybe you poke fun, but
bro, yeah. At the beginning, when I first started making, when Megan Rapinoe missed a penalty and she smiled, I made a video about her smiling and comparing it to Bukayo Saka missing and Bukayo Saka being super sad, and I got destroyed. It was super negative. It was a horrible video in hindsight. It went crazy viral, but then I had to take it down because the negativity, and I was getting so much backlash from me on it. You can rage bait all you want, bro, but in the long run, there's no point in rage bait. My buddy actually, he's Mbappe FC, and he was talking so much smack about Vinny. Vinny eventually blocked him, and he's a massive Real Madrid.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a massive Real Madrid fan, so he regrets it every single day. He's hitting up Vinny's wife to unblock him. It's crazy, dude. You just feel so much guilt behind it.
There's certain guys where I kind of would want to be blocked by them, though. So there's an exception. You get what you get. You get what you give. I fully agree with that.
Yeah, there's some players who deserve the smack talking, like Prestiani is one of them, bro. I'll talk smack about Prestiani.
This might be true. This might be true. Just because
not might.
Eli, funny enough, every single day he sends me one video of Gabriel skying that penalty, and it's always in a video of you're looking at it and it's oh, look at this nasty goal by Robert Van Persie when he played for Arsenal, and then it's just kaboom, and it's just Gabriel skying the penalty. And every day I get one video, it makes my whole day.
Brilliant.
Usually at work, oh, perfect. I needed that.
I usually always talk smack about Arsenal. That's the one team I talk smack about. Yeah, it shows. But yeah, like you said, they deserve it, bro.
They do. Yeah, I want to shout out to Tom. He's one of our OG listeners. He's the man. Thank you, and have a good rest of your shift. Sorry, that sucks. I hate work. Work sucks. This is why we're doing this. Technical difficulties with Mila and Dari. We'll see if we can get him.
Nah, you're good.
Oh, there we go. Got him. Okay.
There's a back button.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah,
We're back.
you just hit
Oh.
the
It was
There was
user
not-
error on the
It was
podcast.
just stupidity.
That happens. Okay, here we got another question for you, and then after this question, we'll chuck into our actual soccer topics. So, your dream player to interview. I know that you've already gotten to interview a ton of guys. So, who's the dream player?
Dream player? Obviously Messi, bro. I was praying that Messi would get second in his group because he'd run through the West Coast. He'd run through SoFi, but now that's not happening. But obviously, yeah, Messi. I think Messi's my GOAT. It's controversial, but Messi's my GOAT, and I'd love the chance to just talk to him and say what's up. Yeah, that's probably him.
Part of the TikTok thing is you've gotten to do player interviews, and so if people haven't checked those out, you should go and see his videos. They're really cool. Right in their faces, asking them really good questions. What would be the best interview you've done so far? Was there a player in particular that you were looking for, or was there you know what, this player surprised me and I wasn't expecting to get that much out of him?
Yeah. So Belgium game, I roll up super excited. Belgium, Iran. It's I'm gonna talk to Courtois, De Bruyne. I'm gonna talk to Tielemans, Onana. These guys are sick. I use them in FIFA. I have cards of them, and this is unreal. These guys, I thought they're untouchable. Now I can get a chance to speak to them. They draw, and then I realized when they draw or don't get the performance they want, they do not want to talk to you, bro. They walk right by you, and I'm like, hey, Kevin, speak, and they're and they just walk. It's called mix zone. So after the game, 2 players from each club, each nation, go onto the stand and they do interviews. and they have to respond. This is part of their contract. They have to do this. And after the player interviews, there's press conference with the manager, and after the press conference, they're in the locker room, they're showering, they're changing. Then they come out to an area. You saw it set up. It's kind of like you have a barrier, and then on the other side is a wall with all the ads, and the players walk through it, and then the media is there, is able to stop players and talk to them. So I was bummed out about the Belgian players not being able to speak to them, but it makes sense, man. Like, they're on the verge of being eliminated. I wouldn't want to talk with media if it's especially since it's optional. But USA, they got the win in Australia. All of them were down to talk. It was so cool. So, talking to probably the coolest interview of Serginho Dest. Serginho Dest was probably the he really answered the questions thoroughly. He said thank you when I gassed him up. He like maintained like eye contact, and he was like super present in the conversation. And I felt like I was talking to a homie. Tim Ream at first, he did not want to talk. I feel like, yeah. So Tim Ream was like, "Yo, Tim Ream, want to talk?" And then Tim's like, "Yeah, sure." I was like, great win today. Congrats on round of 32. He's like, "Thank you." And then I started talking to him, and he kind of lined up and he started answering good questions. But like at the beginning, the last thing after a long 90 minutes, the last thing these players want to do is just like talk. And sometimes the interviewers don't ask like good questions. Like, they just ask like, "How was the atmosphere?" It's such a broad question. You got to ask like specific questions. But yeah, just like I remember I found out at the beginning. So at the USA Paraguay game, we were told that we can't interview players. And then at the Qatar Switzerland, we can't interview players. And then I saw someone post an interview with a player like in the same program that I am. And I was like, "Oh, no chance." So I hit up the higher ups, and they're like, "Yeah, we changed the rules. You can start interviewing players." So it was Austria versus Jordan. And there were some sick players on Austria that I follow. Like Arnautovic, Konrad Leimer plays for Bayern, Kevin Donzo, Spurs. You got Chukwuemeka. I'm a Chelsea fan, so Chukwuemeka was huge. So Chukwuemeka was the first player I've talked like during this experience. And I roll up to him. It's like, Carney. And like I was just like stuttering. He's like, Chukwuemeka, how was the game? It was ass. It was awful. Just trying to talk to him, and like I was shaking and stuff, but then kind of getting flow of it. And you realize, yeah, these guys are my heroes. These guys are like idols, but also they're human. Just talk to them. They're just like normal human beings. They're just really good at what they do, and they have this platform. But yeah, speaking with Chukwuemeka was cool. Konrad Leimer was cool. Sabitzer didn't want to talk. He was grumpy during the game. I don't know if you guys watched the game, but a lot of Arnautovic was missing a lot of passes, and Sabitzer the whole game was just like, "Bro, make a pass." He was just super frustrated with the situation. I didn't know why he was frustrated. Probably just a bad day in the office. But he did not want to talk. But it was really cool to speak with the USA players, especially if they lost or if they drew. Maybe they would have talked, but lost, they definitely would have wanted to talk. So yeah, it's a cool experience, man. It was unreal.
Yeah. That's so sick. All the names that you just listed out, it was like all the guys that we watch on a weekly basis, and we're just like, these guys are awesome. And you got to go up and be like, "How the fuck was that?" And then they just went from there. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to you. Like everyone has been telling you, you absolutely deserve it. Your content has made it so that you can have that type of experience. And from ourselves here at the network, but just in general, like, thank you for making the content that you make, because it's great.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks for following. Thanks for supporting. You guys, you guys always support, and it's cool to see where we're at now, like post university, high school. Everyone's thriving. Everyone's doing their own thing, and like everyone's just doing what they love. It's the main thing. So I'm glad you guys are chasing this 100%, and because chasing it 100% is going to pay off in the long run, and you're going to regret not doing it. So I'm really glad that you guys are posting out content and making those videos. Well,
thank you. And to anybody
disrespecting Chukwuemeka in the chat, I don't appreciate it.
Yeah, that's not cool. That's our dog.
Unnecessary. Baller injuries ruined him, man.
That's our dog. Eli, you did also put this. This is the next segue, so we're just gonna go straight into it. Everyone's dark horses are all washed: Ecuador, Belgium, Turkey,
except for Mila.
Not my dark horses.
Not Mila's dark horses.
Mine are thriving.
Let's start with the ones that are currently doing well, just to get them out of the way, so we don't have them in this conversation. That's Norway and was yours Algeria?
The second one was Algeria, and after the Argentina game, I was like, even in that last game, I was like, but they took care of business. So
it's interesting. Stick around. This will be at the end. Funny enough, everyone is just hitting at all the topics.
I saw that and
we're
I was
gonna
like,
talk
oh
about.
my god.
Yeah. Let's talk about the dark horses, though. I think it's been a really interesting tournament because I think the stars have been stars and the dark horses have almost disappointed. Outside of the main dark horse that I think everyone had because they have a Holland, Turkey was supposed to potentially top the group.
Yeah.
They are now out of the tournament and have a pointless game against the U.S.
Yep.
Ecuador can't seem to score a goal. I think the stat that I read is between the two of them, they have like 120 shots and no goals.
Mhm.
That's impressive. And
I
then
think in qualifiers they scored 20 goals in 20 games or something like that. So it's always kind of been a problem, but it's been bad.
It's been bad. Okay, so I guess the question that I'll point to you, Andrew, is who of the dark horses has been the most disappointing to you so far?
I think the biggest one has to be Turkey just because of the fall from grace. I think it's the biggest disappointment overall. It's just been a complete crash out. There has been maybe some validating things about some of the Ecuador performances, but the Turkey is nothing really to say, and it's been really, really shocking because of how good that team is. I wonder. It gives me a little bit of a similarity with Carlo Ancelotti not letting players like Endrick and Arda Güler get these top level minutes. It's hurting them in the national team. That whole Endrick situation is a whole different one. Endrick is actually playing fantastically, but not getting in. But Carlo Ancelotti can't keep Arda Güler out of the Turkey team. He's in that Turkey team. But maybe because he doesn't actually get off the bench week in, week out against these top players, when he comes up against them in this tournament, it's hard for him to be the main man. And with the rest of the supporting cast not showing up in the way they have, it's been, they've fallen flat on their face. And the way that's happened is just so impressive in, all the wrong ways, unfortunately, for Turkey.
Yeah. Dari, you were at the Iran-Belgium game.
Yes.
Is Belgium your biggest dark horse disappointment?
I mean, they're getting there. I think that they still feel like one of those teams that's having a slow start. I don't think that they're like completely written off yet because they have 2 ties. It's not like they've lost. But I think it's getting to that territory. I think Turkey being such a horrific disappointment makes Belgium look a little less bad. But I think the sheer quality that Belgium has on the field is just I think people are so used to Belgium being a disappointing dark horse that it doesn't really hit the same when they're like, oh, Belgium are shit again.
They're just horses now.
They're just horses.
Dead horses.
Yeah.
Cody, you just
of course
posted a
Belgium
video.
are a disappointing dark horse at this point. Like, what else do we expect?
For me, it's like they haven't been a cohesive unit in so long.
Yeah.
And when they were a cohesive unit, they had Roberto Martinez as their coach.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like, I don't know. I had no expectations going into the Cup for Belgium because this is just what they are now. Until this generation is phased out, I don't think we're going to see much of it because their best players hate each other. It causes
Lukaku's one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I said they're best players. There's just a fission in the locker room for them at this point, and it's not going to fix until the new guard comes in. I think Doku can lead that once he comes back, and again, with him missing it for the birth of his kid, he's going to come back to many more World Cups with Belgium, whereas other players, I think maybe the South Korea one for me is like, he might not come back to the World Cup. It might be worth playing the game, the opening game of the tournament. But yeah, Belgium for me, nah. I think it's got to be Turkey.
I think it's Turkey for sure.
I think
I didn't expect too much from that.
Senegal, maybe?
We are one game away. We are
Senegal's.
1 game away. No, it's not Senegal though, because that was the group of for me. It's Belgium because we're 1 game away of saying the number 9 ranked team in the entire world is not going to the knockout rounds in an extended tournament where we added a whole extra round, and all you had to do was be the top 3 teams in a group of Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand, the lowest ranked nation in the entire tournament.
I just think
Yeah,
that's
they had a
crazy.
very easy group on paper.
I didn't expect
That's a good point.
So.
But why
I
are
know we
Belgium
didn't-
9?
we didn't
That's the better question.
Yeah, these
They
rankings
have
are
nothing
trash.
to
That is
justify being number 9 in the world.
Belgium
They were okay because we talked about this when we were talking about the group. The lead up to this, they beat a team 7-0 in qualification, and then they beat the US 5-2, and then they drew to Mexico. They beat Croatia 2-0, and then they beat Tunisia 5-0. And now they've gone
I just
and
think
just
the World Cup's
totally
so
shat
much
their pants.
different than qualifiers. It's just so much different. I just don't even take them
So
into
much
account
different
that
to the
much.
point that they aren't going to make it out of a group.
Lights are bright.
I
I
guess.
mean, it's a
Hey,
big.
Dari, I don't know if
big
you,
required-
Dari, I don't know if you saw, but Lukaku was horrendous that game. And I think
He
this
was
entire,
terrible. I mean, he
Yeah.
got hooked at halftime, I think, right?
yeah, I think this if you could describe this tournament in one phrase, it's the tournament of strikers. So countries, you
And
got
goalkeepers.
France, you got Holland, you got Mbappe Holland, you got Messi, you got Balogun. Strikers are defining these countries, and Lukaku for some reason didn't show up, and it's defining the entirety of Belgium. He was getting so much service, and he just couldn't finish it.
Yeah.
And
I was-
if he scored
Sorry,
something, it'd be a
That's why
different
they got
story.
grouped in the last World Cup.
Yeah. I was worried going into that game that because Iran couldn't even mark Chris Wood and that Elijah Just guy, and I was like, oh, we're not going to do shit against Lukaku, and Lukaku did the job for us.
Yeah, exactly. Where's Openda?
Did he even? I don't know if he made. I
don't
think he's
know.
either
Juve
on the
put him in
bench
the
or he's on the
gulag.
team.
Juve, he had a
dude.
horrible time at Juve. Yeah.
To say that he can't get minutes is kind of crazy, though. I don't know if they're that good.
Yeah. And they had an obligation to buy him, so now they're trying to sell him, and they're probably going to sell him on a loss. It's a disaster.
Yeah.
It's a disaster. Is there any other teams, Grant, that you want to talk about as disappointments? Do you
Yeah,
want
I
to-
mean, the way I kind of did my whole prediction was, just take a dark horse and back it, right? There's going to be one, and I had Senegal. Now, do I like a lot of the players on that team? Sure, right? I obviously have a strange affinity for Nicholas Jackson. I rate Illiman and Jai very highly. I think Sarr's really good. They've got a good team, and in my head, they've won AFCON 2 times running now. Obviously, there's the whole controversy with the most recent one, but maybe if I knew about kind of what was going on in terms of the federation being in a bit of a disarray right now, maybe I wouldn't have backed them as strong as I do, but I still think regardless of that, there's just so much talent there. And for them to give away the goals that they were giving away against Norway, just in that fashion, especially again, you see a captain, Koulibaly, who is so experienced, getting hooked in the 70th minute, and rightfully so, for a really bad performance. I mean, I think that was really telling. Mendy comes off for an injury, and again, he had his moments in that game where he looked shaky. It looked like almost the end of an era in that Norway game, and not at all what I predicted. I was a little bold, but I put him in the semifinals. So not looking very good. Not looking very good. And then Ecuador, I think a little less so. In hindsight, seeing that goal record and Enner Valencia up top, maybe it was a little too hopeful to just assume that he'll be able to put away a few more chances.
He has gotten every single chance to score.
That's what I'm saying. He's been very wasteful.
Yeah.
He's been incredibly
awful.
wasteful.
Yeah.
Can we say that he's everything they've said about Ronaldo?
Enner Valencia?
Yes, he's been everything said about Ronaldo.
Did
Like,
they ask Enner Valencia about Messi after the game?
No, like the
Yeah, I don't know if we all done the
I'm
same
saying, I'm
thing.
just saying that like
Where's he
he's the
playing?
old striker that has been there forever, has this pedigree, and they've put him in this conversation of like, well, at least he's going to be able to sit up there and score goals, and he's literally set up there and just shit his pants.
Yeah.
know what I
he
mean?
hasn't
Like-
done anything.
Yeah, he's
I
playing
don't
in
know.
Mexico now. All right.
I'm still perplexed by Enner Valencia and Ronaldo in the same
It's-
conversation.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm saying it based off.
I don't
of
think
age.
that people have the
I'm
sample
saying
size of-
remove their names. Let's just look at their resumes, the things that have been said about the two. Maybe
Enner's
I'm
almost
going
at 1,000 goals.
Just drop it.
hey, man. Hey, I gotta try to push my agenda.
They're not a
wherever I
dark
can.
horse. They got the best midfield in the tournament.
They do. I will say that both of the teams that we just mentioned there with Ecuador and with Senegal, they both still have a chance to totally right the wrongs. Like the Turkey one of them being the biggest disappointment is like people had them topping the group and they're out. They haven't even had a chance to just be in this tournament any longer. Like this next game, which we'll talk about with the US a little later, could be just like catastrophic for the US in terms of like they're going to kick shins. I don't know if they have anything else to prove.
We're not playing. If we go out there and play,
We need to change it
lineup,
completely
why would
different. Like
Dylan, you might be up top.
I should be up top. Me and Neil Kennedy. Me and Neil Kennedy, we can play up top together and score some goals. Since Turkey doesn't like to score goals themselves.
You look good enough in that kit, my friend.
It's a perfect Diego Luna game. That game against Turkey.
Yeah, it is a perfect Diego Luna game. At least
perfect Diego Luna game.
Pochettino.
Can we put him in an AI ad at least, like or something?
Yeah,
you know,
just throw him up there.
Get him a sponsorship to.
I hope Turner plays. He's been such a good sport about everything, losing his starting spot. I hope Turner plays. I hope Weah gets some minutes in Aaronson. Weah and Aaronson starting would be huge for morale too. Just kind of keep them warm because going through the knockout rounds, I can see us going into extra time and they need to come off the bench and be fresh, like Weah and Aaronson. If they have those minutes against Turkey, they'll be ready for those knockout rounds and really make an impact, bro. So yeah,
agree. It's a perfect segue into the host nations dominate. I mean, that's pretty much what happened. I want to start with Canada and Mexico first, and then we can talk about the US and expand on that since we're more of a US pod anyways. I want to start with Canada. That was the weirdest, craziest game of all time. Qatar just didn't show up, and then there was a leg break, and there were 6 goals, and one of the crazier World Cup games I've watched in a long time with an amazing crowd as well. The Canadians have showed up throughout the tournament so far. Andrew, Canada for you. Have you been able to watch any of their games, or were you able to watch this 6-0? Were you able to watch it? Oh,
Muted.
You're muted. You're muted. Andrew,
Oh, no.
you're muted.
Andrew.
I lost.
There we go.
I appreciate that. That's not technical difficulties. I'm just unk. But I watched most of either of those games. So
Okay.
yes.
So what did you see from Canada in this one that was different than their first game? Because obviously there were some jitters in the first game, but the second game to come out and win 6-0 is quite the statement.
I think statement is a great word. To me, it's like this team arriving to the World Cup and showing the best version of themselves. I feel like there was a couple of different teams that did have those first game jitters, but after that second game, I felt a different an improvement. And a lot of that is just that decision making right passes, especially so many teams are playing out the back. That composure, you're going to feel it a lot more in a system that requires a lot more composure. And again, a lot of these teams do play out the back like that. So it's just one of the biggest things is going to be the benefit of experience of having been there. And that's something that's impressed me about a lot of these smaller teams in this World Cup, like the Uzbekistans, that they've seemed a lot more mature, they've had performances, teams like Cape Verde, Curacao, that suggest a lot more maturity than again that their age suggests. So that's what I think was the biggest thing for Canada, and to me, it gave me shadows of that USA Panama performance. It's just good link up and confidence to pull things off. And maybe a little bit of just a class difference. At the end of the day, these guys playing at these top leagues, they looked really fast. They were first to a lot of the balls. They were following plays a lot more often. And that resulted in the scoreline. Really impressive to see the team come together after the leg break. There was that shaky moment, but they're unified, I think, by getting over the shakiness in the first game together, by feeling like now we've gone on and scored all these goals. We've come up together. Now we're at a place where we can come together and back our guy. And they got another goal, another couple just to cap it off. So a great team performance. And that's what the teams who go far are going to be, the teams who can put it together like that, who can rally for one another to make those extra runs to stop that cross in the 98th minute or make that late run, whatever it is. That's the je ne sais quoi you need to go far in the World Cup. And it's a great sign from Canada for them to do that.
Yeah. I think the manager plays a huge role. It's so easy to go into that 1-1 opener game and just collapse. I think oh my God, remind me of his name again?
Jesse Marsh.
Yeah, Jesse Marsh did an incredible job for the second game to kind of rally the troops and tell them to just go all out, man. And they went all out. Even after a leg break, they went all out and they got that dub that they needed. So I think it's been all three host nations have completely different managers. And on top of that, it's they're all playing at home as well. So they have the backing and they have new tactics, and it's just all the players are so confident right now. It's really showing, they're all looking really confident. But yeah, I think the host countries, Canada, it's hard to, what do you guys think? Like who out of the three, who's going to go to deepest? Like non-bias aside, pure quality, just based off squad quality and just performance, who's going to go deepest?
I'm not moved by the other two teams.
Let me talk about Canada a little bit, because for me, Canada runs on Jonathan David. That's the real big difference from the first game to the second game. And to your point that these players see everything, I think he saw all the chatter online, because he was probably one of the first players this tournament to actually get ripped into. He's a Fabricio kid, I guess is the best way to put it. Fabricio, that connection doesn't get him a lot of grace. But on this channel, we love the Iceman. We love Jonathan David. And I haven't gotten to talk about him for a long time. That first game, he had more goals than I think the rest of the pitch combined. He is a different gravy when it comes to Canada and their goal scoring talent. So just him playing well is going to take them really far. In games that he doesn't play well, they're going to struggle. If you look at that first game, he could have put that who was it? Czechia?
Bosnia.
He could have put Bosnia away. But he had some shaky touches. He had some misplaced passes. And then you look at the second game and he gets a hat trick.
Yeah.
So with them, like, the team is good, but they need their superstar to perform if they want to go far. And as much as I like him, I don't know if he can perform for the whole cup. Whereas USA looks like they're firing on all cylinders. So I'm a lot more confident about them. And then I don't believe in Mexico. I'm still not a believer.
Yeah, I'm not convinced by Mexico at all, personally.
Yeah, they didn't look that
Agreed.
good in South Korea. But all three of them have strikers that are doing well at the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's a tournament of strikers. If Balogun, David, and Raul Jimenez can all like pop off, I think each of them have a good chance of running deep into the World Cup.
I'm higher on Canada than I am Mexico. And I think Canada, they have the highest or they have the biggest advantage playing in Mexico. And the fact that they finished first in their group is huge because they get to stay in Mexico until the quarterfinals. Like there's a chance that they play in England, right? And I can't tell you right now that I think that England are going to walk the park with them, especially in Mexico. But what I can tell you about Canada that makes me a little more optimistic is Alphonso Davies has played a grand total of 0 minutes. They picked up their first win, and all of their crowds have been all Canada. It hasn't been a minute of another country. And so if they can just get a lucky draw here, I don't exactly know who they're predicted to play, but between Alphonso Davies and Jonathan David, they've got enough talent to get them over the line. Obviously, Kone being out is a huge miss, but they're probably going to have to play defensive in whatever game they play in the knockouts anyways. They're not like a team that I ever expected to hold the ball. Like the games that they just played are the only 2 games that they will hold possession, I think, for the rest of the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I agree. I see Eli and they're saying Mexico have been mid, and I do agree. I think that the last game, the 1-0 off of a error in the back, very fortunate in that game to walk away with 3 points. And then South Africa, with all due respect, I think that was an embarrassing performance from them in the opener. So again, you can only play who's in front of you, but at the same time, I haven't been that convinced. I feel a little bit the same way, but to a much lesser extent with the US, just in terms of we haven't really gotten a punch yet. There hasn't been a real sucker punch at any point in the tournament. 2 early own goals. The scripts have been great, and we've absolutely done phenomenal, but I'm a little worried about that factor. But I think Mexico, it's a far worse version of that, where if they play a real team, to Eli's point, there might be some problems for them, irregardless of how strong the home field advantage is.
Does it feel like for you guys with Mexico, it's Quinones or bust? Like if he doesn't play well, they're not playing.
When I
well.
watch,
100%.
That's what it looks like.
He's been my player of the tournament so far because I think that Mexico probably have 0 points if he doesn't play.
Yeah,
I genuinely feel that way.
And Messi's
He's
up
been
there.
so much fun. Messi's all right. He's different. I already knew I was going to watch Messi. I didn't know I was going to be watching Quinones.
That's my player of the turn.
I'd say Quinones
Oh,
is
take,
what.
Okay, let's transition to the U.S. now. We've said our piece on the other two teams, and the U.S. are the most important one. Cody, you've been in person for both games. What has impressed you through the first two games, and what are you looking for in this third game? Just rotation?
Yeah. I think to answer your first question, what's the most impressive is one, to press off the ball. When they lose the ball, they get back. They giga press. I don't know, it's the Poch tactics, but you got McKennie swarming, Tyler Adams swarming. You got last game Pepe was swarming too, and Balogun came back and dropped back deep as well. But yeah, the press impressed me the most. Second most thing that impressed me was the defense. Tim Ream being 38. He played on the left side of a 3 at the back when they were attacking, but he was incredible. Like just for his age, his presence is known, and Chris Richards has been incredible. Anthony Robinson is incredible. Serginho Dest has been tearing up on the right side. I think the reason why we haven't got that punch yet is simply because our defense has been incredible. Freeze truly hasn't been tested besides that one Paraguay goal. You know, Freeze had no true big save where it could have changed the whole game. But I think we're firing on all cylinders. I think it was really important for Pochettino to stay humble and not gas up this team. Like, he never said we're going to run deep. He doesn't want to put that pressure on his players. So I know in the locker room, he's just telling them to play freely and do their own things. I know he's not putting that pressure, and Poch has always been that guy, like the guy to not put like pressure and allow the players to play freely. So I think for the Turkey game, what I expect is obviously no injuries. I don't want Pulisic to play. Maybe a cameo in the last 20 minutes would be good, but just rest him. A calf strain, it's got to be bad for him to be ruled out in the World Cup game. So rest him up for the knockout rounds, because we got to run deep, man. We got to run to the semis. You know, that's the goal. Semifinals would be huge. It'd be, and I told these players too, like or I was telling someone, like, every win we get, we gain millions of soccer fans in the US. Every win. The first game, we gained millions, and the USA-Australia game, exponentially more. The more hype we get, the bigger the sport will be in the US, which is ultimately better for us, and it's better for the quality of US football. You know, more players going to want to come here, and we'll get more respect, because right now, you know, before the World Cup, we were a joke. Now, look at us. We're balling out. So I just want soccer to be the main sport in America. And that's my entire goal with this USMNT, is hopefully they run deep enough where we get a semifinal appearance. And if we lose, we lose, but I'd be so proud of the team. Yeah, that's where I'm at. It's just like this team I haven't seen a team this good since like 2014 against Belgium, you know. Honestly, this team has been simply, the U.S. men's national team has been incredible to watch. We're not getting lucky. We're like dominating. We're dominating every single game, and we're playing some crazy footy, bro. I was watching. We didn't lose the ball in the back against Australia once in the final third. They handled the press so well, and they're moving the ball and they're beating players with skills. Like Serginho Dest was doing flare moves. And what Alex said, like the atmosphere truly controls the players, and I'm so happy with the chance. Could be better, but the atmosphere.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever get the chance, right?
No, we don't need
the fact that we've just started to sing popular songs in unison is really all we need.
Yeah.
This is, like you were saying, like, these players can feel that, and you can see it on their faces after the games that it means a lot to them. Because before this, friendlies, any other competitions, like the atmosphere, it's lacking for the most part. But this feels like we understood the occasion of the World Cup.
Yeah.
Where all the talk before was that we weren't really going to get it. I'm glad the fans have done that, but not only the fans, like you were just saying, the team gets it. They understand what's needed out of them, and they're playing with the most heart out of any team right now. And for me, that's the second biggest thing in this tournament. The teams that play with heart are the teams that are surprising people. The teams with talent that aren't really putting 110% out there are the ones that are disappointing to me. So the fact that we have the talent now and the heart, I think it's clicking all at the right time. And hopefully we can get some good matchups to take us far in this, because I really think we can keep going with this momentum.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, 100% agree.
It's interesting because I've watched every U.S. game since the end of Copa because I genuinely thought this was the most important time in American soccer. It'll be the most important time when we look back at 10 years from now. And when Poch came in, every single game, I don't think people remember this because I don't think people were that tuned in. Every single game, we were the away team. Every single game, there were more away fans than there were home fans because of the pricing and people not really understanding the moment. And honestly, some of the roster decisions, the whole thing, everything was just not good with U.S. soccer.
Yeah.
And it was going into this tournament. We even lost a friendly against Belgium. I remember thinking maybe the world's going to be on fire. Like this might go very poorly. And I think that going into the tournament, that's where everyone was kind of leaning. Like they had a decent couple of friendlies, but I don't know if everyone's going to be on board. And for Poch to come out and say that essentially he's crying listening to the U.S. anthem. This is an Argentinian through and through. Like,
yeah,
he has no allegiance to the U.S. other than being our manager, and he is in love with the U.S. because of this one thing. And I think that just listening to the general public, that's what I'm getting from this.
Yeah,
you may not be politically invested, and you don't need to be politically invested, but I think the idea that people are getting behind soccer in the U.S. is such a beautiful thing. It really is. The Country Roads thing almost brought me to tears. I don't think I've been that emotional about soccer in a long time.
Yeah.
And it was truly beautiful. Being there in person, was that like icing on the cake to everything?
I choked up for sure. Singing the national anthem, choked up. I choked up after the VAR and the celebration and everyone going crazy. Choked up during Take Me Home. But dude, yeah. I haven't been more patriotic and felt more proud of America than than watching the 11 dudes run on the pitch, bro. It's crazy. It's like completely surreal how much support there is right now surrounding the U.S. men's national team. On TikTok too, I've seen creators like, I don't expect much of the U.S. men's national team, but we'll always win the U.S. women's national team. We'll always win the U.S. We'll always win the women's World Cup, but I don't expect much from the men's. And honestly, there's a lot of fans out there too that didn't even know that these games were going on. So, like I said, I think the ultimate goal for the U.S. men's national team is just to gain more U.S. fan base. Like everyone's gonna start watching more of these players and tune in, and it's beneficial to the European leagues too, because all these players play in Europe. You got more fans following Anthony Robertson. More of them are gonna watch Fulham, bro. So like this is just huge for the entire world, and I think this team right here, compared to 2022, what do you guys think? What is the biggest difference? I think it's experience. I think it's like these guys. Weston McKennie is a bully, bro. Like he's went up to Harry's. Balogun went up to Sutar, bro. Sutar's like 8 foot. Balogun's what, like 5'9", 5'10"? Dude, these guys are not scared to fight on the pitch and like leave it all out there. I think that's the main difference. But what do you guys think? Like, what compared to 2022, what is the biggest difference between the players, not the managers, like with the players?
My honest opinion, and then I'm going to throw it to Darius, I think it's just Balogun. I genuinely think we've had this level of talent. Maybe it was less the experience portion. And now I even heard Tyler Adams today talking about on Pat McAfee. See, this is why the World Cup is awesome, because that would have never happened. But he was talking about the experience level. I think that's part of it, but also just having a true number 9. You said it, and I've been trying to preach it for a long time. This is the tournament of strikers. And I genuinely think Flo Balogun has been a top 5 or 6 striker in this whole tournament.
Yeah. I agree.
Through 2 games.
I think that's a great point. And I think there was so many years you and I just rambling on and on about how we did not have a proper striker. I think Altidore was probably the last striker that we had that could actually do something for us up top. And the last 5 years of his career, he was pretty much useless. So, I mean, we looked at different team from the moment Balogun entered our squad. I think he scored like 2 on his debut, and I knew from that it was going to be completely different. I think what you said about the experience, I think you put a little less emphasis on it than I think should be put on it. Yeah. I think that, Dempsey also, but Dempsey was before. Altidore went on a little longer than Dempsey. I wasn't trying to discard Dempsey, but I think everything's kind of coming perfectly to that nice point, right at the right time we needed it to. I think there's also a lot of potential within the squad. They have another tournament within them. They're all going to be veterans at that point. So, I mean, it's a good position for our country to be in. And I'm really excited to see the future for it. And yeah, I think Balogun really changed that trajectory when he joined the squad.
I agree.
Agree, yeah.
What have you seen from the U.S. team that, like, I mean, you came into this is like a new, like, you haven't been watching the U.S. play for a long time, and you've pretty much started to pick it up since we started the podcast. From you watching that game against Paraguay like 9 months ago, we watched the game. I think it was Paraguay. To now, what has been the biggest difference for you in this team?
Yeah, it's night and day. I think calling him a bully was spot on in terms of just the way we're playing. I think that comes with the experience, but that sort of mentality where, yeah, no, we do belong here and we need to prove why we belong here. And just seeing them really be the A side in a game, you know what I mean? They're not just, and even if, you're playing these lesser teams, right? It's always who you're, really put in front of. But beyond that, you still need to beat them. And I don't think these U.S. teams in the past were walking through teams like this. So, again, it's only been 2 games. As a known pessimist, I'll still have my concerns. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's perfect case scenario, best case scenario. I don't think it could have gone any better in these first 2 games.
This is the first time we've picked up 6 points from 2 games. I think it's the first time the U.S. has ever had 6 points in a group stage.
We've equaled our goals in a group stage too in 2 games. We've got another game to break that record.
Just the way they're playing. It's
Yeah.
entertaining. I think even neutrals, because a lot of people really, we don't like the US. It's like, wow, like they are impressed because it's impressive. It is a joy to watch, and you have to give credit to Pochettino. Coming from me, I despise the guy for what he did at my club. But at the end of the day, when you look at the managers that have been here before, now it's like 1982 Camry to a Rolls Royce. You know what I mean? So I think everything's relative at the end of the day. And another thing, international and club, it's 2 completely different things. The whole tactical stuff, it's not as important. It's way less games. So he's not going to have 15 players injured a month into a season, right? He's going to get them fired up. He's going to get them believing in themselves. And you're seeing the payoff.
Yeah, Dari, your point about the strikers, I just wanted to bring this up. We played the Netherlands in a knockout match. Do you know who our starting striker was in 2022?
It was Pepe, right? Or was it Ferreira?
Nope. It was
Ferreira?
Jesus Ferreira.
Yeah, it was.
Jesus Ferreira.
I remember when Ferreira started.
Jesus Ferreira started a game in the 9 against the Netherlands in a knockout match. And not to say that Jesus Ferreira is a bad player. I think he's a very good MLS player, but that just tells you the difference. That's a stark difference in talent going from Flo to Jesus Ferreira. I mean, Jesus was like the what did they call him? What was his nickname for a little bit? The Pirate of the Caribbean?
Yeah, the Pirate of the Caribbean.
Yeah. So to go from that to just a striker that is flat out probably one of the best 9s in France, barring like Dembele.
Yeah.
And now potentially going to get a move to the Prem. That was the links that were coming out today, or just another move in Europe. He was Monaco's player of the year.
He's been that guy too.
He's
been that guy since he was competing with Jonathan David.
True.
What, 3
I
years?
want to bring something up. I want to bring something up because it's like kind of like a fear of mine. All of our players are in Europe, play in Europe, and it seems like it's a requirement to play in Europe to be part of the starting 11. Do you think that affects the MLS at all?
No.
Do you think that negatively, like, players realize, like Jesus Ferreira, obviously an MLS goal scoring machine, but he couldn't do anything against Netherlands. Does this negatively affect the MLS? Do players have to play in Europe to be in this squad?
I feel like before that was definitely the case, but as time goes on, we're seeing the MLS develop more and more talent.
Yeah.
So we can talk about like a Luna who didn't make it, but he was a big conversation for the squad, and then Berhalter being a big impact on the squad. Of course, Berhalter might just move out of the MLS, but the more quantity of players we see come from the MLS of that caliber, I think is a sign of the league growing better. Yeah. Our youth systems, no matter how bad they are, like developing a little bit. So I think it's a reasonable fear, but also as time goes on, that should be minimized as we get more talent to come to the MLS. And especially as we switch to the schedule and
Yeah, I think
the
that'll help a lot.
global schedule for
that'd be
football.
huge. Yeah,
I think by the next World Cup, this MLS versus Euro conversation will have definitely cooled off a lot compared to what it is right now. But it is definitely a topic.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
Freeman, for example.
Freeman's
Sorry.
a great example.
Yeah,
Yep.
like 1 year in Villarreal. Now he's a starter for the team. So
It's not even a full year. He left like midway through this year.
Mhm.
Like he's a 6-month guy at Villarreal. He barely played for Villarreal. Like the reason he got into the squad was of the work he did at Orlando City. And I've had my stocks the highest on him for a long time. These guys, I've been constantly kind of shoving it down their throat that I think that he's going to be our right center back. That's the type of athlete that is built in the US. You don't play that style of footy anywhere else like in the world. Like the MLS is a weird, funky, transitional mess for a lot of the season. We cover it all the time with the Galaxy, and to have players learn and build through those systems, they're better equipped for Europe. And honestly, the Pochettino said that he thinks that Alex Freeman could be the best player in his position in the world. I don't think I've heard any manager at any stage say that about a US player. Like I don't think people were even saying that about Pulisic. For a manager of Pochettino's like standing within the world to say that Alex Freeman could be one of the best players in the world, that's crazy. That's crazy. And that's an MLS product. I most of his team is MLS products if I'm thinking about it, right? Tyler Adams was Red Bull. McKinney was Dallas. Richards was Bayern, I think, so he doesn't count. But there's a bunch of players in this crop that are, I think, just proving that like the next generation, you can make it here first, and then you can go abroad, and it'll only help your case. Whereas before it was like you needed to go abroad right away, and if you didn't go abroad right away, you were screwed.
Yeah, I think it'll be selfish. I'd love for these players to stay in MLS because the MLS is good enough, but at the point we're at right now, it's probably better for them to develop in Europe and then come back and try to figure it out from there. But that's a whole different conversation, whole different topic. You know?
No, it's true. I mean, the idea of like players that are 15, 16, I think Kevin Sullivan is a great example.
Yeah.
The development that he can get here now in the States instead of immediately having to go to City is just good for him as a human being. Like a child being ripped away from his family to go to Europe in the teenage years of his life instead of just living at home is a huge plus.
Yeah.
So it's a good point. I think it's also a good place to end the host nations dominate since we're already at an hour here. And so we can move on to the fun topics outside of the US of this tournament, which has just been the stars have showed up, man. I think this is, I don't even know if it's a hot take anymore. I think this is the best World Cup of my lifetime. I can't speak for the ones that came before me, but this has been the most enjoyable World Cup because I haven't had to, especially because Ronaldo stepped up today and kind of added to this, but all the stars, all the big names, everyone that I've wanted to see at this World Cup have absolutely performed. Like even the ones that were dark horses, like Holland, it was like, can Holland replicate this with Norway? And against the group of death, he's been nothing short of magical. And now we've got a golden boot race that's I think we have the most goals in a group stage through 2 game days than any other thing. Obviously, there's more teams, but we've got more goals ever. I think that there's been more 2-goal players than ever before.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We're talking about maybe the greatest golden boot run ever, where you've got Messi has 5. He had a hat trick and then 2 goals at the age of 38. You've got Mbappe, who just is scoring for fun in one of the best teams in the world. And then you've got Erling Haaland. I would have liked to have included Kane in this conversation, but he decided to sky a 5-foot miss.
The shamans were working with.
Yeah.
They were working.
Yeah. They're cursing up in the stands.
Yeah.
Dylan, do you think this is because of the new format? Anything different? Like it's the new format. I've seen some things on saying that because of the new format, teams are playing a little more open. There's less sitting back and just trying to get a goal to secure the 3 points. Teams are willing to go for it. And then on top of that, you see Joe Hart talking about the way this ball moves.
The ball. Yeah.
It's a striker's dream for a ball to speed up at the goalkeeper at the last second.
Yeah. I like goals.
No, I think
Maybe I shouldn't have bought
it. I think a lot of it comes down to those two, but I was wondering if you had anything else.
Not a rebuttal to it. I think it's absolutely because of the expanded format, but I think that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Right? Like the idea that every team has a chance to essentially make that round if you win one game is really cool. And the fact that it hasn't been extended into this point is kind of crazy to think about. The game's been big enough for a long enough time for that to be the case. And I think there was the question that they weren't going to do this, and now I think it just has been validated through this group stage.
The teams benefiting from it are showing themselves with class too.
Exactly.
Obviously, there's been a few teams who have disappointed for the most, but for the most part, these teams that we've never heard of, we talked about it at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Curacao and all these other teams out of nowhere are putting together performances, picking up points, and I think that's great for the game. Like you said, it's been big enough for a long time to be able to accommodate, and I think so far so good.
Yeah. I think Joe Hart's statement about the ball speeding up. I think the statement about the 48 team. I made a video about how the sport should be and how there's two versions of the sport. No offense to Arsenal, but you got the Arsenals, you got the PSGs.
Yeah.
Everyone would prefer the football pundits prefer the Arsenals because it's beautiful, it's tactical, it's how you win the game. But millions, even billions of people prefer the PSGs, and I think we're seeing that. The new rules, quitting time wasting, the new rules, faking an injury, and you have to be out for a minute. The 48 team with smaller nations coming in, it just makes for such an enjoyable viewing experience and is truly growing the game. Because, bro, like we all play soccer, we all play football, dreaming of scoring a bicycle kick, scoring goals, having super fun, passionate games, not time wasting, not not the kind of the Harambal style game of play. We dream of doing things that our goats would do. That's why Messi and Ronaldo are the goats, because they make the game enjoyable to watch, and as simple as that. And I think this World Cup has really put an emphasis on that, making the World Cup fun to watch and really growing the game in the US. And post World Cup, bro, I'm so excited to see where it's going to be, like how many fans we're going to convert to really watch the sport. And yeah, that's my take. I think it's been an incredible experience for just the whole sport, like the hype around the sport. It's been so good.
Dylan, you flashed that comment. To answer that, in my opinion, the team with the best player will win that game. That's how I see that playing out.
Bruno in Portugal.
I was thinking Rodrigo de Paul in Argentina.
Yeah, you know what? To be fair,
Yeah.
he took that vacation at Inter Miami. I think we're gonna preview that at some point. I think that's where it's heading. Right? It has to do with. Is it Colombia has to finish first for that happen, or does Portugal?
I don't know. I haven't looked into all that. I don't
the game
hurt
right
my
now.
brain. The who will play who. It's just
I hope
0-0.
that's
it happened in
everyone's
my
dream.
bracket. So
I was gonna say I think it happened to mine as well. Like that's the thing that everyone wants to see. If it was to happen, I have no idea what a chess match that could be. Because Tim, the thing with Messi winning the Golden Boot, I'm still not convinced with Argentina quite yet. I think they've looked good because Messi's been fucking incredible, but I haven't seen them really play anybody that I think is worth a grain of salt. And for a team that is clearly better than the two teams they played, and they're gonna play Jordan. Like Messi might just win the Golden Boot right here.
Yeah.
But I'm still not. There is an iron sharpening iron where you play a couple of good teams here and you kind of get the bad kinks out of the way and you figure out what really works. Like the fact that Lautaro Martinez is still starting for Argentina.
that's a prank. Don't worry about it.
It might be.
Do you feel the same way about Portugal's competition? I think you could definitely argue that. I think even stronger for Congo and Uzbekistan. They've played even worse teams and struggled versus Argentina's just kind of.
I think they're pretty. I think they're pretty similar, but I think that also that the fact that Portugal went through a little bit of a kink could be a good thing. It also could just prove that they're not what I think they are. It's also possible. I'm really not. Portugal is the one team right now where I just don't know what they are. I don't think I will know what they are until they are either crowned champions or they're inevitably knocked out. That's kind of how I feel. Strikers tournament.
Yeah, no, I mean, I had to check who I had for the Golden Boot, and I'm very happy I didn't try to be edgy. I did pick Mbappe. So far, so good on that front. I mean, for all the problems he's had this season, we still said he's scoring goals, and he's still scoring goals. There's something about him in the World Cup, man. Just absolutely ridiculous. He's already at closest record.
I was gonna say I'm gonna make a video about it. He's the greatest World Cup player I have ever seen. I don't have competition for him anymore. He's the greatest World Cup player ever.
My guy's got one World Cup to work with.
In a final, and he already tied what was.
We haven't even let him get to that point yet.
He's going to break it. It's crazy. That's why it's so crazy.
What's crazy to me,
different player.
Yeah, no, he flips the switch because even in that first half against Senegal, you guys know my biases, but he was being shown levels, and it was the same shit at Real Madrid where he's playing up top, but he's not doing anything a striker should be doing. And it was the same sort of thing. The attack didn't look cohesive, and it was like, he's doing it again. He needs to play on the left. They need Mateta or Thuram up top. And then he turned it on. The switch flipped from the second half of Senegal, and then he still kept going. I mean, he's unbelievable in the World Cup. To ever doubt him in this tournament going forward is silly.
Yeah, it's the moments too. Like this, he was the guy, and not the guy for France when he won it, but he was the kid of the tournament, and he scored a goal, I think, in the final, if I'm not remembering.
Outside the box.
And then last World Cup, he hat trick in a final, which is unreal. And the only reason France was in that match was because he had a hat trick. I have no words for there is really, it's almost like Jekyll and Hyde with Mbappe compared to like club and country. He's like just an otherworldly star. And Andrew, you're a Madrid fan, so you get kind of both Mbappes. What is your feel on Mbappe? Do you think he wins the Golden Boot in this? Am I way off target with what I'm saying here? Is that way too hot of a take for you to jump on board?
No, I think a big fan. Why I kind of raise my eyebrow a little bit when you say that this is immediately one of your favorite World Cups is Mbappe's performance in that final in 2022 was just that good to me. I remember watching that and being astounded. I was thinking, this is peak pinnacle football. It's going to be tough to top this moment, the feeling of watching that game. That's huge. But he's on pace. And again, Messi's on pace for having a similar, performance. If, the scriptwriters have their way and we end up with a similar final, I wouldn't complain because it's going to be box office. It's like Cody was saying, it's going to be the best striker. Your best player is going to take you the furthest. And that's the test everybody wants to see. Messi versus Mbappe. It's the two biggest right now. Back in the day, everybody was trying to see Messi versus Ronaldo. We never got to see that, but we've been treated with such a great, battle in this Messi and Mbappe dynamic, which is very, very interesting. But again, and to go back to your question of is Kylian Mbappe, does he have a run at the Golden Boot? Absolutely. But I mean, Messi has been making it difficult. So it becomes it's such a fun conversation because I feel like I'm in middle school again. It's like, who's the better player, Messi versus Ronaldo? They're both doing so great. It's, interesting that one name is lingered. It's Messi with this new star that is Mbappe. So it's just so much fun. And I'm going to enjoy that Golden Boot race probably as much as the games.
Yeah, it's been incredible. Milo, your dark horse and your favorite striker, because he's ridiculous. I think when we were talking about it early in the year, the reason I had him winning the Ballon d'Or was because I thought he was going to be really good in the World Cup.
If has it hard, he should win the Ballon d'Or.
He's got a shout. I mean, 2 trophies, depending on how far he takes Norway in their first competition since '94. How good has he been for you?
The heart comes back into it because he looks a different player than he does at City, and he already looks like the best striker in the world to me at City. This is different.
Yeah.
It looks like he took the fucking ankle weights off, and he is rapid right now. So you see the Senegal goalkeeper, it was Mendy at the time, making mistakes because of his press. You see the Iraq goalkeeper making a mistake because of his press. It is unnatural how quick this guy's running at you. And for anyone that hasn't watched it from a goalkeeper's point of view,
yeah,
have a lot for that.
Super scary, bro. It's like a nightmare.
Definitely watch it. It's like someone teleporting at you. It's a horror film on 2x speed.
You see the picture of him in that still where he's just like that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Again, like this season, he's done a lot to grow as a player. Zlatan doesn't want to give him his credit, but I've never seen Zlatan defending the way that Haaland defends.
Yeah.
So just because he's not creating goals with assists, even though he did do that at one of the top rates in the Premier League this season, he's contributing on all fronts. And for him to do that for a top club like Man City, and then to go do it for his home nation in Norway, to bring a team that didn't even make it for what, 30, 40 years. To find this success and to start this hot, I think is spectacular. And he has every right to be in Ballon d'Or conversations, but also the fact that Norway can go far in this competition. I think if Odegaard turns it on a little bit, then they're going to be an unstoppable duo, because he may have assisted Haaland, but he was not great in that last game.
It was a good ball, but yeah.
Their defense is defending with heart every play, and they got unlucky, I'd say, in both of the goals for Senegal.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where that weak point is for me and their team. But if the offense is firing on all fronts, then it's going to be so hard to stop them. Not
Haaland in transition. It's Haaland in transition.
I mean, you got Nusa too. Nusa's tearing up everyone.
One of my players to watch me, though. I'm very familiar.
I think I want to ask you guys a question. Which nation has the best chemistry? For me, top 3, it's US, Argentina, and then maybe Norway.
Yeah,
I think
that's my list.
those are the best chemistry. USA, obviously, their chemistry is absurd right now. And then Argentina, the team plays around Messi. People might not think that's chemistry, but that's chemistry. They're playing for Messi, knowing it's his last dance.
It's
and
dedication.
Norway's absurd. They feel like they're a little bit. They haven't been at this stage in such a long time, so they're trying to make the most out of it. And the fan base is just incredible as well. So I think those 3 are my top 3. But I want to know what you guys think.
But that's more off the field.
Just
Japan,
a quick thing on Norway.
That's the only one. That's the only other one I had.
I didn't think of them. I think Japan's up there as well.
Yeah,
that seems to be the consensus.
Norway having 6 of their players being the sons of players from the last time that they qualified.
I didn't know that. That's huge.
It's insane. These guys are playing not only for family but for their country, and it's not that big of a country, so the whole country is behind them too. Yeah. And you're seeing it at these games. The Viking row is all over everyone's socials. It's all over these cities. So I think, Norway's definitely a part of that. For me, the Messi thing is so crazy because they worship him.
They worship him. They literally
like every single one of these players worships him, and it's amazing that they can all put away their ego and put Messi on a pedestal like that, even though it can be a little weird, but it's also very cool to see that a whole nation can get behind one guy and say, let him take us there.
I was going to say with that, I mean, it's unbelievable that it's authentic. They genuinely want to do this for him. You see Rodrigo de Paul doing a right mid shift just so he can cover for Messi, and it works, right? Like every time he gets on the ball, he's making things happen. Like that cutback that he scored in the last game for his first goal. I mean, like it's vintage. Like he's about to be 39 years old, and he's just running these games for 15 total minutes out of the 90. It's unbelievable. And I thought they might be a step back from them. There wasn't much change between their squad from the last time, and they're still looking to try and replace Di Maria, but I honestly think they look better. Yeah. And it's still very early in the tournament, but Messi playing like this is going to be very, very hard to stop.
Yeah. When I can't even think about the day Messi retires, because that's going to be a generational fall off for Argentina. They're going to fall off a cliff, man. They will never be the same team.
I was going to mention that. I think people forget he was the most hated man in Argentina for a time. He retired. He gave up on them. He was so tired of how shit they were around him that he was like, I'm done. And he came back and has had maybe the greatest story arc in all of football. It's what's ultimately catapulted him into a conversation that nobody else is going to probably be able to touch. Unless Dari, there's one player that I think we love more than maybe the average fan through the past 4 years of Homelanderness. Is there any way that Ronaldo now has a shot at this Golden Boot after scoring today against Uzbekistan? No, you don't think so? You didn't think
they play Uzbek again?
I'm a no too. I'm a no.
Uzbekistan. We can enjoy it, but let's be realistic here. I don't know.
I'm gonna enjoy every second of it. I'm milking this all the way till what do they play Friday? I'm milking
Yeah.
this till
Scored
Friday.
against a literal
Saturday.
plumber.
Yeah.
But
I
Ronaldo
know.
is showing some humility. He's showing some humility and some like
Eh,
I
Unsexy.
appreciate that. Yeah, the way he's playing this tournament shows that he learned a bit from last tournament.
True.
Kind of made himself the laughing stock of the last World Cup.
Yeah.
And it definitely shows that he's learned his lesson from that. He seems like he's playing for the team. He doesn't want the team to play for him, no matter how much all of his fanboys made it seem like that's what he was doing. He's been very selfless. I think him giving the free kick to Nuno Mendes kind of shows that also. It's not something he would have done in the past.
Yeah.
Obviously kind of the bare minimum, but it's
Yeah. I think
he's
he
not
realized.
really
Yeah, I think he realized Nuno Mendes is better than him, so he gave it to Nuno Mendes.
Yeah, which is not like him.
Yeah.
I disagree.
41 years old.
I just want it to be known.
Still
I
learning.
disagree. We will see.
That free kick
No.
was hot, Joe Cool.
Sure
And it's
was.
all because of Ronaldo. Nuno Mendes did nothing. It was just Ronaldo giving his aura
All right,
and passing.
Eli, keep going in there. in chat.
It's
It's like, what are we
no,
doing,
look, no, that's
No,
awesome.
very Jamie Tart
No.
to me is all I'm saying.
Zlatan was like, I thought he
Yeah,
never
what do you
left.
think
I don't know.
Jamie
what-
Tarr was based
Next.
on?
No,
Yeah.
dude, look, he
story
has
straight.
been gone for a while. He went to Saudi Arabia, and the aura around him has disappeared. And that last World Cup was awful. I liked the I'm back. I think that's great from a storyline of like why this World Cup has been so awesome. The fact that Ronaldo went in Houston and did that against Uzbekistan, that's
I'm
Bob
entertained.
Rothschild.
I agree.
I'm entertained.
You should enjoy the
And,
spectacle.
nah,
At the end of the day,
I
he's
can't
a living
Yeah,
legend. He's 41 years old. So it's really, to me, it's
Right.
just self-inflicted to like put yourself in these conversations and say things such as, my league is tougher than France. Like, you kind of ask for it to a certain extent, but at the end of the day, like he is a living legend. So
Yeah.
it's nice to at least be able to appreciate, 41 years old, he's still putting them away. Good for him, man.
Yeah, if I was getting paid $1 billion, I'd probably talk nice about the league I came from as well.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
Why he was getting paid for those statements, literally.
Yeah, he's that's literally why.
It's the game.
The game is the game. They gave
Everyone's
him his
got a
trophy.
price, man.
I'm hoping that he gets his World Cup last hurrah. But honestly, just having that moment, just for him to have one more World Cup moment, is good enough for me to be a
Yeah, it
Ronaldo
was
fan and be
good.
happy with the send off. Like if they go on and do nothing, I'll be happy with the way that this went. That's crazy for me to say as a Ronaldo fan, but he's 41. I don't expect much more. Yeah. Okay. I think the last segment that we have is the biggest game of the last day, and that's for a chance at the top of Group I. Hold on. It wouldn't be a Clash of Countries if we didn't lose everybody for potentially 2 more
I'm
slides.
gonna leave that in for the video.
As you should. France take on Norway for the chance at the top of the group. Holland already said that Norway are going to lose, so we might as well not talk about this, but we're going to.
Mind games.
Okay, so let's start with
Pep
Norway
taught 'em.
because I heard that they were going to rotate. That's been the early
They should
indications.
rotate.
Would you sit Holland in this matchup and just
Oh, absolutely not.
okay?
We need
So
Holland
that-
and Mbappe, man.
He-
We need
I,
that.
d- I need
The
that.
guy
too.
breaks record. He's already broken the record for Norway World Cup goals. Like I think he's gonna want to add to that.
And
There's
he's
no
made of
reason.
steel.
And like, if they are gonna win anything out of this, Holland has to play. If you put Sorloth in at the striker, like, you're not even trying at that point. If that is the way to go about it, like if that's what they're thinking, then maybe they rotate that heavily. But I think you can rotate a lot of the team and still hope for points.
Mhm.
Hope
Yeah.
to upset France
Throw both
because
right.
Holland is that game changer, and that France defense is a little shaky.
They are shaky.
Bob versus Luca Digne. Come on, man. Like I can see him having success in that matchup. Holland's gonna play. He's got to play. I think he's playing for international glory, other than just a golden boot. Like again, it's been 32 years since Norway have been in the World Cup. 6 fathers of players on this team played for that team. Like this means more. I know we use that term a lot jokingly, but this really does mean more for these guys. So yeah, they'll probably rotate a few players, but I still think you'll see some of the mainstays in the team play.
Yeah, it's the most anticipated matchup. I think we all want to see Mbappe versus Holland. They're both on 4 goals. We just had a whole segment about the Golden Boot race.
They both could have gotten a hat trick too.
And
Mhm.
I think you could argue they both
Holland
should have
missed
had
an
a
open goal.
hat
Yeah, they
trick.
should.
I think
they
so did
both should
Mbappe.
have had a hat trick.
Yeah.
So I mean, going deeper into this tournament, is this like a snapshot into a potential like two teams that can go to a semis?
I think depending on the teams they play in Norway's case.
Matchups are
Sure.
big. Luck is also huge in a knockout
Always.
tournament.
Yeah.
I could totally see Norway getting unlucky after playing the game of their life because that defense. The thing with this matchup is like both their defense can cost them this game, and the striker can absolutely dominate and put the other team away.
Who's had the best defense in the tournament so far, in your opinion?
Ghana, low key. I mean,
Well, they're putting
haven't conceded yet, and
Yeah.
they're getting
best
passed.
defense,
Like,
or are
they're
they
sitting back
just?
defending.
That's what I was gonna say. Are they the best defense, or are they just sitting 11 guys behind the ball?
Performance-wise, they're not. They don't have the best defense. No, I
Yeah.
interpreted it completely differently. Just saying, like, fair play. I wanted to give them a shout out.
No, they did.
Had
They
to
deserve. They
beat
deserve a
England.
little bit today.
Draw England. Yeah,
England did
Yeah.
nothing against them. That's a good question.
that was great. But yeah, no, I don't think they're the best defense in the tournament. If we're talking like the top level teams, I think because the defense
USA
isn't
is
just a
up-
back
yeah.
line; it's how the team plays. Argentina,
Argentina has
It's a
been
tough team to get
incredible
through.
defensively. Yeah.
They haven't conceded, have they?
Nope.
Nope.
No, they haven't.
They play like team.
Neither of
football.
us.
They do crazy.
They haven't conceded.
Cody, who else would you have in that conversation?
Honestly, USA's got to be up there. 1 goal in 2 games, given the USA, how everyone's underestimating them. But yeah, like Ghana has been incredible. I think Ecuador has been solid defensively, but
Yeah.
that's what they're known for. They just can't score.
right?
Yeah, they just can't score. But yeah, I thought France is still pretty good. They conceded 1 goal. Yeah, they conceded 1 goal
They've only
against a
conceded
pretty
1 goal.
good Senegal side. So they didn't concede against Iraq. But it's kind of hard to tell. I think once we go into the knockout rounds, we'll get like a little bit more. But on the topic of knockout rounds, do you guys think this might be the group stage has been incredible? It's gonna be the knockout rounds is gonna be exponentially incredible, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
a lot of the
Yeah.
matchups are going to be insane. I mean, just
Yeah,
when I
I
was
agree.
doing my predictions, the amount of
Yeah.
quality matchups, even in the round of
the
32.
round, the round of 32 upsets. There's gonna be a historic amount, in my opinion.
It's gonna be like March Madness.
Upsets. Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. 16 knockout rounds
Yankified.
games right away. Oh my gosh.
Someone's gonna
Okay.
probably get at Senegal. A
Mhm.
top
I
team
hope they
is
get
gonna
in.
I mean, all they gotta do is beat Iraq. Like that's the thing
Yeah,
is
it's
these.
still up to the
Well, if they get 3 points and they have either like -1 or 0, they're probably going through.
I have no
So,
idea, but
I
keep
think
hearing
that's where I
4 is
was
the golden
looking at.
number. But yeah, there's going to be tough teams. I mean, obviously, certain teams that haven't lived up to the standard. I still don't think anyone will want to see Belgium, regardless of how they've been
Right.
performing. Right? If you top your group and that's what you get, so yeah, round of 32 is going to be absolutely electric, and I think it'll. Not that the tone hasn't been set already, but yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I think this is like the real first knockout style game.
Yeah.
This French team is the one that I think it's like 60% of people on betting sites have them winning the whole tournament or
They're
something
the
like that.
favorites. If
They're
not-
the betting
I think
favorites.
Spain
I don't know,
before the
60 is high,
competition
60
were
is high.
probably favorites, but France at this point of the competition should be the favorites.
So
Yeah.
you've got the favorite versus the dark horse in a chance to top the group. For Norway, this would be a historic moment.
Oh yeah.
9 points in that group, the group of death,
Yeah.
champions of
Yeah,
Africa,
go for it. Yeah, go
and
for it.
a team that's just been great. You've got a chance to go and make history. And then for France, you've got a real like litmus test, but also just a chance to tell everyone in the world like this trophy runs through us.
Mhm.
And whether this starts here or it starts a little later, I think both of these things are really cool. And from a France perspective, do you expect them to rotate? Like, does anyone think that maybe outside of Mbappe, they
I think
actually
they can rotate it down.
right? They've got the talent. Like Cherokee has
They
only
can.
played
Yeah, they
Yeah.
definitely can.
Oh no, Cherokee Due are starting. Oh,
darn. Yeah,
yeah,
bummer.
they're fine.
Do you like? Would this be the game to give Conte his like farewell game?
Yeah,
Slap the
yeah,
armband on him.
Absolutely.
No,
Perfect
he
game.
can, dude, Mbappe is starting. The armband stays with the Mal.
Kindness kills all, my friend.
I hope they hit
not
the
play
crap out
Conte.
of him if he starts. I hope every tackle is just
That's so
Yeah.
mean, bro.
Conte probably does
Wow.
start though, to be honest.
That's so
I mean, they
mean.
already switched out Tchouameni in the most recent game for Kone, who probably is going to get a move. They've got the options. Rabiot.
Sure.
I mean, if as long as, he always ends up starting. So whoever starts next to Rabiot, I guess. But yeah, Conte probably sees a start.
For me, France, the one thing I want to see is what they look like without Dembele. I haven't really been impressed with Dembele throughout this tournament, but that's just kind of been Dembele with France. He's just kind of been this like up and down meh kind of thing. I think he just scored his first World Cup
In a major.
In a major tournament, I think.
That's
Euros
crazy.
and World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about back-to-back,
Domination,
potentially back-to-back Ballon d'Or winner Dembele, and he
Presses
just scored his
that.
first one. He does
but he pressed.
like a
Those
dog.
edits were crazy.
Yeah, he does. So I mean, for me, that's what I would want to see if I was France. I'd like to see them play a way where it's not Dembele, like whether that's just starting with Cherki or just starting with Doué, like somebody else that's a little different in terms of profile. Because I think ultimately the two things that this tournament has told us is one, strikers are important, but also depth. How many impact subs have come on and just made this game or changed games? Like France through the first two games have been awful in first halves, and in the second half they look miles better once they've made a change or two. That's also a Deschamps thing, which
I also think that France, their biggest worry is they can turn off at any point. That first half, it was it may have been like an out of the blue moment, but like completely random. No one could have predicted it, but I think it kind of showed that France still exists. They can really turn off at any moment, and so hopefully they don't carry that into the knockout rounds, because all it takes is just one half. They've been great. They've been incredible since, but that one half was so worrying, man. Just watching them, they did not look good at all that first half against Senegal. So
no, they didn't. Here's a question from Eli: is there a chance? Does anyone want to?
Elise has been fantastic.
He has. I mean, do you think there's a
Elise has
chance
been
where
phenomenal.
Mbappe wins Golden Boot and doesn't win Golden Ball, and it goes to somebody else?
No, that to be fair, Mbappe's PR is just too strong. That can't
Well, they
happen.
usually split it up though. Even
On merit, it could happen.
it doesn't. They don't. They gave Messi the golden
No.
ball and he was score for the entire knockout stages in 2014.
This does have an effect too. Yeah, his
Whoa.
mother passed away.
So
So
who's going to be assistant coach on the sideline?
assuming Mbappe.
Oh, interesting.
Player coach.
Mbappe assistant
Player
coach.
coach. Player coach.
Yeah, player coach.
He's gonna sub himself on and off. That's what's gonna
That's
happen.
funny.
He's not subbing himself off.
He's not
You keep
subbing
that in
himself
mind.
off. That video, I think the best part about the Mbappe dictator memes is the fact that he just plays into it. Like the guy,
Yeah.
He's funny.
guys
as
were
hell.
rolling out
He's funny, dude.
He is
the
funny.
grass and just did it. Okay, so I mean, both of these
Sometimes
teams,
in the
this is- sometimes in the life, we have to do predickies, and that's where we're at.
Of course.
So we're gonna predict the game. We're gonna give our score line and then our man of the match, and then that's gonna be the end of the show. We'll wrap it up
Sweet.
after that. How much do you have to donate for me to shave the pube?
$200. Donate it right now. He'll shave it online.
The
know, yeah.
fact that someone
Yeah.
wants to
Shave it
see
for
me
him.
I go from being the ripe age of 26 to the ripe age of 14, clean shaven. That's not the look that we want. It'd have to take a lot, like a lot. I haven't shaved my mustache, I think, since Grant Mila and I were in senior year of college. It's the last time. So
Dang.
4+
I remember
years.
that, and I did fry you for it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not worth my time or energy. Chris, it's
Yeah,
much better that I have the
I
face
enjoy
for it.
being able to cover part of my face. It's great.
Yeah, it helps. It helps age us up a little bit. But yeah, let's do predictions. Since you were the guest of honor, Cody, give us your
Okay, who are we
scoreline and your
predicting?
man of the match. France and Norway.
Norway?
Mhm.
Oh, France, Norway. It's gonna feel like a Champions League semifinal game. So, what? 2-1 France. It's pretty baseline, yeah. 2-1 France, and maybe Mbappe man of the match. It's kind of the first kind of headliner matchup. So it's gonna be interesting to see both sides kind of ball out on the pitch. But yeah, France, I think they scrape by. They have too much too much talent. But the thing about Norway, bro, they're massive. Their entire team is huge. So I think that's also a huge advantage with those, and they're like really good at set pieces. But also the French back line is pretty massive as well. But yeah, 2-1, Mbappe, man of the match.
I like it. NGF Andrew, predict time.
Yeah, I want to go with the same scoreline, 2-1, but I think I want to go Norway. I think it'll be a close one. I feel like my script is an early France goal. We see a Norway set piece, and then from there it's going to be who presses more intensely, and I think again we're going back to that striker question: whose striker is better on the day? I think I see Norway just surprising. I think Holland is going to tap into something. All the raw milk he drinks, something's going to activate, and he'll force his way into a goal. But then you go, I think there's a big asterisk of World Cup Mbappe having his say, but that's just what I see, and I want to stick with that 2-1 Norway.
Is anybody else rowing with Andrew here and picking Norway to win this one?
I'm gonna agree. I think that France, even though they have really strong B stringers, they're probably gonna rest a lot more than Norway will, given that Norway don't qualify for the tournament much. So yeah, I don't know. I think Norway's gonna have more passion behind that game too. I think France are gonna come into it just a bit reserved and calm. Trying to just limit injuries. I think Norway are really going to keep that fire, even though the game effectively means nothing. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go 2-0 Norway. Clean sheet. No score.
Wow, clean sheet.
I'm not so convinced that Mbappe is going to start like you guys are.
You don't think that he's going to try to just break the record?
I think maybe he'll. I don't know.
How many is he behind Messi?
He has a lot of time to break that record.
Dude, he's a record breaker merchant. You guys remember in the Copa del Rey against that C tier team who wanted to play
that's
to break
true.
Ronaldo's
That's a good point.
record? Like, he's a record breaker merchant. He loves a good record. So honestly, I see him playing and going all out.
Yeah, 4 goals already. Mila, you're definitely
forced him for the PR.
Vikings are coming back to France. Holland 3-1.
Okay.
It's coming. Okay. The hat trick. It's time. Watch him not even play. Yeah, sure. I think the vibes are too good for Norway right now. The fans, I think as the tournament goes on, we might actually see the impact of them bringing their own food. All these other teams dealing with our American produce. Oh, Colombia just scored.
Yeah, Munoz.
But yeah, I think Norway 3-1. Holland man of the match.
Okay. Grant, you rowing upstream?
2-2.
Ooh, first draw.
Yeah, they're both scoring a brace.
I like it. Keep it consistent. Somebody is making a lot of money on those 2.
No, Mbappe won, and Elise has got 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Your man of the match with the 2-2 draw?
Who's going to get more votes from the fans? We'll go Holland.
Holland?
Yeah. Well, especially if he gets the brace, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
And you know what? I also think, honorable mention, I think over on 3.5 for Odegaard waves.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll get a lot of that.
Get a couple of those in.
Like he's going to put one over the bar again and then, hey, come on, guys.
Yo, has any of the French games had a French section similar to like Norway?
They don't really
show up like that.
They don't show up like that.
French fans don't really travel like that. French people don't care.
That's so interesting. I wonder why.
French people only care if their like wages get increased by like 10 cents.
Yeah, that's crazy. And bro, Dari, that Belgium game, there was like negative Belgium fans.
Dude, okay, it was so interesting because when I was outside the stadium, I was like, oh wow, there's a lot of Belgium fans. They were like loud and organized outside the stadium. When we got in, it was all Iran.
I think it gets drowned out by how many Iranians there are.
Yeah. 70,000 people.
However many came up from Canada on the West Coast.
Yeah.
That's a good point. It's a good point.
the French fans have not been.
They just know their team is good.
I guess maybe they're saving money for the
Crazy,
knockout.
yeah.
They thought they were gonna
Maybe
make
they're
it.
pulling a Man City. Maybe they're
Yeah.
pulling a Man City.
We got
Yeah, it's
a
just the
semis,
Yeah.
No.
Honestly, bro, like, yeah, honestly, if French had their fan base, they'd be completely different, even better, bro.
How
Mm.
how
They
are
get
the
rowdy.
Paris what's the Paris fan base? What are they called? Their supporter section. They're nuts.
Ultras,
Sorry, I can't remember their name. They're ultras.
PSG
Yeah,
Ultras?
I
yeah,
don't know what
they're
called,
nuts.
yeah.
Why aren't they?
They're
Why
nuts.
didn't France just pay for all their tickets to make sure they were at every game?
Exactly, I don't get
There
it.
could be
yeah.
legal reasons. Would be my guess.
Yeah.
It's going
They're
to
not
Mbappe's
allowed in the
PSG.
the visas
losses.
didn't get passed.
Yeah, that's probably a good point. Never mind.
They want to pay out from PSG, so that's where that money's going.
To keep this portion less political, Joe Cool, thank you for saying my prediction. 3-2, France winning. The Mao. Does anybody want to do?
Dylan's missing Love Island.
Do I get a super chat for Love Island?
I
Then,
gotta
like,
get
what?
off
You
this,
can't. You
dude.
can't just
I
keep
was
calling me out,
dude. I
Chris.
had fucking Diaz to school.
I mean, I am missing Love Island. I do. I actually. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know. Does anybody want to
Those
predict
rattle
the
now.
Colombia Portugal game before we actually end the episode?
Wait, what?
The Colombia Portugal game is also the third game. Does anybody want to predict that one while we're at it?
Colombia's winning.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
2-2.
Colombia 1-0.
No,
Yeah, I
no,
like that.
Colombia.
no.
Yeah, Luis Diaz. I mean, they just got the first one against
Another own goal and he celebrates it.
I'm back.
the delayed suit.
Does it
again,
count?
dude.
What?
Does it count? His own goals
Road to
count?
1,000. They all count.
Yeah, they count for the record.
I think we gotta end the stream. This is what we're talking about now.
Well, we could be talking about Love Island if we really wanted to. It's really it's up.
Yeah.
Oh, 2-0. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Diaz.
we
Offside
will end the
coaches.
episode here. Cody, you've been an amazing guest. I'll leave you with one final
Thank
question,
you guys.
and then you can
Thank
plug
you.
your stuff one more time and tell everyone where they can find you. This is your final question, and then, like I said, you can plug the rest of your stuff.
Been your favorite fan section to witness? USA, bro. USA, Australia. It was incredible. Such amazing fan base. You know, there's no fan base that can move you like a USA fan base in that game. So yeah, it's got to be them. But yeah, match day is in the bottom. Match day at USA on IG. Thanks for having me on. This has been fun. Stoked to catch up, and yeah, dude, this has been a blast.
Heck yeah.
I'm looking forward to more.
Yeah,
Thanks again
I was
for
gonna
coming
say
on.
you have an open seat on the pod, so whenever you want to come
Thank
on,
you,
you want to
boys.
join the live chat,
Thank you.
more than welcome. We know with that busy schedule,
Appreciate it.
you
Appreciate
are
it, yeah.
definitely stacked up for at least the rest of the tourney. But yeah, tell the people where they can find your stuff, and then we'll plug the rest of the stuff here. We got enough people to get some more plugs in here, and then we'll end the show.
Yeah, so it's just Matchday.USA on IG, Matchday FC on TikTok, and Matchday USA on YouTube. Yeah, that's it. That's basically the gist, bro. I've been trying to post more on X, but X has been awful. Do you guys post on X?
Just
Kind of.
just really focused items that people end up
Yeah.
like. It's more galaxy based stuff on our X.
Got
We've
you.
tried the rest of the world and specific United or
Yeah.
Chelsea City stuff. It's
I feel like
That's
local things do well on X.
Yeah.
So all the fan zone stuff that we post on there gets decent traction, but we're not blowing up on X by any means.
Yeah, it's a little tough. It's more
It's
for like those. A lot of rage baiting. A lot of
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll get you going.
Yeah, they should go for sure.
That's what
Dari.
friends are for.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Heel Bites 316 on all platforms. We got some fun shows coming up in July. So get me
Ooh.
on there. I'm
Oh,
so
local?
upset because Diaz scored and he was offside and he did not need to be offside.
Dang.
Yeah. it was
Colombia
tough.
has been just playing with no brain this whole game.
Well, Congo's keeper's been pretty crazy too.
Yeah, he has been, but yeah. Why was he offside? Oh my god, he was so offside.
Yeah.
Andrew.
Oh, is that
That was Vegas rules.
Andrew's just smiling.
yeah, Andrew, you're up.
I have to head off
Yeah.
also. I'll catch you guys.
Peace, Dari.
Couldn't
Good night,
stick around
dude.
for another minute, huh?
As for me, NGF Andrew on the screen. Nuestra Galaxia Futbolera. Do want to come back with the seminar. Was in El Salvador last week. Definitely enjoyed that. Watch some World Cup games over there. But we will be coming back with that. NGF Andrew, Nuestra Galaxia Futbolera here on the YouTube, basically everywhere. You can find us there.
Heck yeah. There was one comment about a potential pro clubs meetup. Did I see that?
I'm down. Let's do it, bro.
We're down. We're doing it.
I play Roto
We haven't
and
played in a minute. Hila's gonna have to re-download his
Hila, you gotta
anti
clubs.
download.
Let's
Roto,
go.
thank you both. Thank you
Am I gonna have
both
to buy
because it's been
PlayStation
a
Plus
very
again?
long time, and every once in a while I get the itch, and no one else is really on the same wavelength. And
Because they
it always
ruined
is
the
like that.
game.
It's always like that until you play 2 games, and you're like, I know why I haven't played this game in months.
We need
bro."
a full
Roto.
11. We need a full roster.
I was
Really,
gonna say,
Does he
Roto.
know?
I think we have. I don't think we
Yeah,
have a 10.
inverted
so
left back.
You're in.
What?
Do we have a 10?
Oh, I moved to striker. I forgot.
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah. We know
Actually,
who
there
your
might be
we know who your striker is.
Then
We
we're
know
shot
your
playing.
build. Oh, we're shot playing. Also striker. We'll figure it out. We'll get
Yeah, we'll
we'll link it up. Put
We'll do
those,
tryouts.
Me and
those
Eli in the
usernames
pivot.
in the,
Serious.
in the comments. Eli, yeah, dude, we got an 11 cooking. This is happening. This is happening.
Yeah, we gotta do it. We gotta run it.
Do tryouts for fullback positions and then go.
Highest super check gets to play striker.
All right, I'll drop
Ooh,
Dylan's
like that.
personal phone number in the chat. Everyone send him
Yeah,
player
yeah.
builds,
Give him a text.
and we'll figure out the
Doc
best
me with
11.
my address in chat too. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it. And then we can all watch Love Island and shave my mustache together.
Way.
Yay! I think that was the perfect way to end it. So that's what we'll do.
Peace,
From
boys.
myself,
Yeah, thank you so
Mr.
much.
NG. Oh no, thank you, dude. This has been a wonderful, wonderful experience.
It's been great. It's
Cool.
been great.
All right. Well, from myself, Mr. NGF Andrew, the single duo box of Mila and Dari, Grant, and our very special guest, Cody, aka Match Day. We have been Clash of Countries. This has been episode 4, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Word for him. Different gravy. Glorious goal. Reads in red. Not really seeing the most extraordinary finish here. On this day of days, has he delivered? Just magnificent. Potentially life-changing. That's football. Minute you let it under your skin, then you begin to make it better.